Let's do this. Hello, peoples. Another beautiful day. Yep. Hope your five senses work. Health and strength is good or excellent. What? Look, the Dolphin Emulation. Nintendo is responsible for it. You're like, what? Nintendo is responsible for the Dolphin Emulation. See, there's a lot of people on YouTube when they talk about the Wii U, right? They do two things. One, they leave the 3DS out the conversation. And two, they never show the Wii U Pro controller. So next time they do a Wii U video, like, you need to ask these people, when it comes to the Wii U situation, why are you always leaving the 3DS out the conversation? And how comes you never show the Wii U Pro controller? And you're like, okay, why should we ask this, Chris? Because it's a part of the situation. It's a part of the problem. So when it comes to the Wii U, first let me say this: the Dolphin Emulation is Nintendo is responsible. When it comes to the Wii U, you had the 3DS, you had the Wii U, right? One is CD, one is cartridge. One is a handheld. The other is a handheld and console in one. Okay? So the question you need to ask Nintendo is that why was you selling a handheld at the same time and then selling a handheld and console in one? Why were you selling a handheld and then selling a handheld and console in one? That is the question you need to ask Nintendo. Okay? And watch them try to explain themselves. That was the first problem. The other problem, it was a cartridge versus CD. That's the other problem. The other problem is this. They were selling the 3DS games in the Wii U eShop, but you couldn't buy the 3DS games and play them on the Wii U. They were selling the 3DS games alongside the Wii U games, but you could not buy the 3DS games and play them on the Wii U. Okay? You need to ask these YouTubers that make Wii U videos that call themselves gaming experts, why aren't you telling the truth about this situation? How comes you never told us that the 3DS was a handheld and the Wii U was a handheld and console in one? They can't explain it because they never studied the console. Okay? How comes you never told us that this was a cartridge versus CD? Okay? Now, here's the reason why Nintendo is responsible for this. Nintendo had the Wii U and the 3DS, right? The 3DS is cartridge, right? It's a handheld. The Wii U is a handheld and console in one. Okay? And then you had the virtual console, right? So the virtual console was missing the GameCube, right? Because the Dolphin Emulator is just based off the Wii and the GameCube games. If the GameCube was in the Wii U's eShop, the Dolphin Emulator would have never been built. See, there's a lot of people that have the GameCube, and they wanted to play the games on the Wii U, but they couldn't do it because Nintendo refused to refresh the Wii U, and the other problem is they refused to give up the 3DS, which was cartridge. So this was a cartridge versus CD. Okay? Nintendo, the Wii U has the virtual console, right? What is the virtual console? The virtual console is like your vault. It's like your bookstore. It's like your library. So what you're supposed to be doing is taking all the games that you have and store it in the virtual console. They don't need the 3DS anymore because the Wii U is a handheld and console in one. See, Nintendo didn't tell the public this. When the public sees the Wii U, they thought it was just, oh, it's just the Wii U. And when they saw the 3DS, they was like, oh, it's just the 3DS. They didn't look a little deeper to see what they really had, and they didn't study this. The The Wii U is a handheld and console in one. And then the 3DS is just a handheld. One is cartridge, the other is CD. One is limited, meaning that you can't do streaming and remote play. But the other is unlimited, meaning that you got every angle, every direction, every base of video game covered. And you can do streaming, you can do remote play. You got gaming on the go covered, right? You got portability covered. So the answer to the problem now was to give up the 3DS. Okay? Was to give up the 3DS because you don't need it anymore. Then on top of that, the games on the 3DS, they're missing content. The developers wasted their time putting games on the 3DS. All those games that were on the 3DS needed to be in the Wii U's virtual console so they could collect all the updates. That never happened. Okay? So now, when it comes to the Wii U now, the Wii U was missing the GameCube. The GameCube is 485 megahertz. And it's using a 1.1 gig of storage mini CD. The PlayStation 2 was 300 megahertz. And it's using a full-fledged DVD disc, right? So if a game is on the GameCube CD and it's 1.1 gigs, and a game is on the PlayStation 2 and it's using a 4 gigs DVD disc, what does that mean? It means that the GameCube is missing content. So the GameCube games, they needed to be in the Wii U's virtual console to collect all the updates. Then on top of that, the Wii U need to be backwards compatible with GameCube. That would have stopped the Dolphin emulation from being built. So Nintendo is responsible. Okay, all right. We got the GameCube down, right? Now, let's go to the Wii. Let's go to the Wii. The Wii is 733 megahertz, just like the original Xbox. The original Xbox is 733 megahertz. It's using an 8 gig of storage CD, right? Okay. The Xbox 360 is running 3 CPUs, and it's using a 15 gigs of storage HD DVD disc, right? And the Wii U is using 25 gigs. 15, 8, 25, right? So there are games that were on the 360 that was on the 360, right? They were on the Wii. And those games were on an 8 gig of storage CD. So if the games on the 360 is sitting on 15 gigs of storage, right? Of storage, right, for those games, right? And the Wii is 733 megahertz, right? And it's using 8 gig of storage. What that means is that all the games on the Nintendo Wii is missing content. They're incomplete. The Wii U has 25 gigs. So those games on the GameCube and the Wii plus the 3DS, they needed to be in the Wii U's virtual console and collect all the missing content and update. That never happened. So when it comes to the Dolphin emulation now, one of the reasons the Dolphin emulation was built, because the Dolphin emulation contains the GameCube, and a lot of people wanted to play their GameCube games like on the Wii U, or even something better. And Nintendo refused to refresh the Wii U and put the GameCube games in the virtual console. The reason why the Dolphin emulation was created was because the GameCube games never got to the virtual console, or the Wii U was never backwards compatible with GameCube. Nintendo created this problem, and they know it. Okay, they are no victim in this. Okay, see, a lot of people, when they come out on YouTube, they come talking about the reason why the Wii U failed. They'll tell you, oh, it's sales, marketing, commercial failure. You know, the Wii U is a gimmick. The Wii U didn't stand a chance. The reason why they're saying that, because none of them studied the console. The only thing they did was play the video clip and they talk about sales numbers for the Wii U. They never studied the console. They didn't even realize that you had the functionality and utilization of video games covered. Right? They'll tell you that the Switch is better than the Wii U. And that is not true. The Wii U is still current. Because we're still in the Wii U era of gaming. Functionality and utilization. The Switch is not better than the Wii U. The Wii U gave you more options to play than the Switch. You had the option of using the Wii U Pro Controller, the console, and your TV. That's option 1. You had the option of using the Wii U tablet with the console and the TV without the controller. That's option 2. Okay? Option 3 now is when you use both the Wii U Pro Controller, the tablet, the console, and the TV. That's option 3. Option 4 now is when you use is when you're not even on the TV. You're on the tablet and you're playing. That's option 4. The Wii U gave you more options to play than the Switch. The Wii U is a handheld and console in one. So you got both the handheld market and console market. You got every angle, every direction of video game covered. The Switch is not better than the Wii U. You got people on YouTube right now try to tell you Mario Kart 8 on the Switch is better than Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U. That statement is not true. The Wii U version of Mario Kart 8 is still better than the Switch. Why? Because when I'm playing Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U, on the controller, this tablet gives me the map and the leaderboard. You can't do that on the Switch. You got people try to say, oh, Breath of the Wild on the Switch is better than Breath of the Wild on the Wii U. That is not true. Because when you're playing Breath of the Wild on the Wii U, you can play with the controller and the console. That's one. The other option now is when you're on the tablet and you get to you're interacting with Link and you can customize and look at the map and do what you got to do. Or the other option is when you're using the console and the TV. The Wii U is still better than the Switch till this very day. Going backwards in video games is crazy. Okay? When Nintendo built the Switch, they went backwards, they fell off, and they lost a lot of features. So when it comes now to this Dolphin Emulation situation, Nintendo created the problem by ignoring their fan base needs and wants. They created this, and then they try to sit there with a straight face and try to act like they are not responsible. They created this. The GameCube games needed to be backwards compatible with Wii U. That's number one. And the GameCube games need to be in the virtual console. The Switch should have never been built. Ever. Okay? So all this fake talking they were doing like, oh, we were trying to be different. We're going to do gaming on the go. We're going a different direction. That direction is nonsense. That direction is dead because they're limited. They don't have the same functionality and utilization of video games like the Wii U. Okay? They don't have the same options. They are limited. They are behind. Okay? They should have stayed with the Wii U. Okay? Okay, where's right? They were also withholding games from the Wii U. A lot of the games that are on the Switch, they were really for the Wii U. This is Skyrim, right? Skyrim can run on the Wii U. Xenoblade Chronicle X is bigger than Fallout 4, Skyrim, and The Witcher 3 combined. This game can run on the Wii U. I wanted to play this game on the Wii U so I can get the customization screen with the map. You can't do that on the Switch. You're limited. Going backwards in video games is crazy. Okay? Because there's nothing back there. It's just nothing but misery. Okay? When it comes to Call of Duty, the Wii U had it locked down. Because when you're playing on the controller, this tablet now becomes your map, your radar, your UAV screen, your heartbeat sensor for Warzone. That's how good they had it. Okay? Building, like I told you guys before, building the Switch was a complete waste of time. Look what Sony is trying to do now with the PlayStation Q Lite and the PlayStation 5. The Wii U was the truth. It was the answer to their problems. They should have never built the Switch. So when they went and built the Switch, the Dolphin Emulation situation came to light. It's based off the Wii U's virtual console for the simple fact you didn't refresh the Wii U when people were asking for it, and the Wii U game. You didn't refresh the Wii U and make it backwards compatible with GameCube when people were asking for it, and the GameCube games were not in the Wii U's virtual console. They're talking about they turned the Switch. Building the Switch eShop was a waste of time. You could have done the same thing with the Wii U's virtual console. All that they're doing is a waste of time. All they had to do was refresh the Wii U, fix the signal strength, put a motherboard, CPU, GPU, APU, RAM, SATA, solid state drive inside the Wii U's tablet, and put a motherboard, CPU, GPU, APU, RAM, SATA, solid state drive on a console. Put some more space on this 25 gig CD, fix the signal strength, increase the hard drive size on the Wii U, and continue using it. Going backwards in video games is crazy. So when it comes to the Dolphin Emulation problem now, Nintendo created that problem. People wanted to play their GameCube games on the Wii U in the virtual console, and Nintendo refused to do it. So YouTubers come out and try to brainwash you. And when they talk about the Wii U, they leave the 3DS out the conversation, and they leave the Wii U Pro controller. They cannot explain what was happening between the 3DS and the Wii U, because they never studied it. They do. If you look at all the people that try to talk about the Wii U, they never talk about the 3DS because they never studied the situation. They didn't even know what was happening in front of them until I mentioned it. Okay? The reason why most people are talking about video game preservation is because of what I said about the virtual console. What did I tell you? I said to you the virtual console, it was made for natural disasters. One made by man, the other made by nature. I also told you the virtual console, it is like your bookstore and your public library. Once I said that, now everybody caught on to the whole video game preservation. Nintendo Corporation should have never built the Switch. Going backwards in video games is crazy. Okay? Skyrim can run on the Wii U. The Wii U had the functionality and utilization of video games locked down. It made the gaming experience more fun, and it made the games more easier now to play, because with this tablet now, I have the entire map. I have the entire map and customization screen, and I can interact with the game and see what I got to do and where I got to go. Okay, Elder Scrolls Oblivion can run on the Wii U. Even Morrowind. So all Nintendo was doing when it comes to the Wii U and the 3DS was buying time. I guess they thought that no one out here was going to figure this stuff out. Well, they were dead wrong. This Dolphin Emulation problem, they created it by not making the GameCube games. They didn't put the GameCube games in the virtual console. That's one. And they did not make the Wii U backwards compatible with GameCube, like I've been saying for all those months, weeks, and even years. They created this problem. Okay? The Wii U right now is still current. It's still current in 2023. It's still current in 2024. It is still current in 2025. it is still current in 2026. Okay? 2027, 2028, 2029, 2030. Going backwards in video games is crazy. That road that the Switch is on, it is boring. It is boring. Tears of the Kingdom, you cannot utilize Tears of the Kingdom on the Switch like you would do on Breath of the Wild on the Wii U. You don't have that dual screen feature. Just saying. Tears of the Kingdom on the Switch right now, it's boring because you don't have that dual screen feature like you would on the Wii U. Yeah. They should have never built it, okay? That Dolphin Emulation problem, it stems from the Wii U's Virtual Console. Nintendo wanted you to buy the reason why they built the Switch 2 is to make you buy the same games twice, to make it look like you never had it. Yeah, they created this problem, okay? And then they try to sit there with a straight face like they didn't do nothing, like they're not responsible for it. So now they try to go after the Dolphin creators. They try to go after them and try to use them as a scapegoat. But Nintendo was the one that created this problem from the get-go. When they refused to give up the 3DS and focus on the Wii U and the Virtual Console and refreshing the Wii U and make it backwards compatible with GameCube games. So now you have the GameCube, the Wii, and the Wii U games to play with the newer games. They're responsible for this. Okay? Everything people try to act like Nintendo is the victim here. They are no victim in this. When they came out with that Virtual Console, they needed to give up the 3DS. That's number one. Number two, all those 3DS games, the developers wasted their time putting games on the 3DS when they were supposed to be putting them in the Wii U's Virtual Console. The same goes for the GameCube. Every GameCube game is missing content. Okay? The same goes for the Wii. Every Wii game that's on the Wii is missing content. Okay? They had the Virtual Console plus the Wii U to work on. They had no business building the Switch. Okay? So this whole Dolphin Emulation problem was created by Nintendo. And they know it. Okay? Yeah. So when it comes to this gaming stuff, man, a lot of people don't do their research on this. They were trying to, every time you see someone come up on the YouTube, they talk about the Wii U. Oh, it was sales, marketing, commercial failure. Then they got the nerve to tell you that the Switch is better than the Wii U. The Switch is not better than the Wii U. The Wii U is still current. Ask Sony with the PlayStation 5 and the Q Lite. Most people bash the Wii U because they never studied the console. They didn't even know what time frame of video games we were in. Okay? When Nintendo had the Wii U, they were ahead. All they had to do was give up the 3DS, refresh the console, keep all the features, fix the signal strength, put some more space on that 25 gig CD, and keep using it. They don't need the Switch. They didn't need it. That thing is a waste. When you play games on the Switch, you are limited in what you can do. You're very limited. You don't have that extra screen to do all that other extra stuff. When it comes to Mario Maker, they're best played on the Wii U. Mario Maker 1 and 2. Just saying. When it comes to Zelda games, it's best played on the Wii U. Yeah. When it comes to like Skyrim, Call of Duty, or any other game you play, they were best played on the Wii U. Okay. So all Nintendo had to do was just refresh the Wii U and make it backwards compatible with GameCube. They wouldn't be dealing with that Joy-Con situation. That's number one. And they definitely wouldn't be dealing with this emulation problem. See, all that time they were going after emulation, the emulation community. They were trying to make it look like they were doing the video game industry justice, and they were trying to hide it to make it look like They never created the problem. If you know how important the virtual console is, all those lawsuits that they filed, think of it, all those lawsuits that Nintendo Corporation filed, you're looking at the virtual console like, wait a minute, they had all this work to do, but yet they were going after the emulation community? That's what they were doing. They were supposed to put all those games in the virtual console, okay, on the Wii U, and they refused to do it. So now they try to use the modding and emulation community as a scapegoat. Okay, that's what's going on here. They are responsible for this. They try to sit there with a straight face. Nintendo is being hypocritical too. They were going after the emulation community to make it look like the emulation community was doing all this bad stuff. But it was Nintendo who refused to put all those games that they have in the virtual console. They were supposed to store them there. So you're like, wait a minute. They went after the modding community when they had the virtual console to deal with? You see how everything comes to the light now? You're sitting there looking at all these lawsuits that they were about intellectual properties. So you're like, wait a minute. You built the Switch to try to avoid a problem that you need to take care of, but now you want to go after the modding community to make it look like the modding community was doing you wrong when you were supposed to be taking care of this? Exactly my point. That's what they were doing. They had every one of you fooled. They are responsible for this. Okay? So they can try to come out and save face and intellectual prop nonsense. You had if you would have taken all your games and put them in the virtual console, it would have stopped a lot of this emulation stuff. Big time. You wouldn't be sitting there going to court, wasting all your time going to court. You created this problem. When you came out with the Wii U and the virtual console, you had work to do. You know you had to give up the 3DS, and you refused to do it. You also knew that all the 3DS games, they were limited. They were missing a lot of content. So the 3DS games need to be in the Wii U's eShop. Right? Then on top of that, you had the 3DS games in the Wii U's eShop side by side. And we couldn't purchase them or play them on the Wii U. The Wii U's virtual console is missing the GameCube. And you refuse to put the GameCube games in the Wii U's eShop. Right? So you went and built the Switch and did all this fake talking about we're trying to be different, we're going to do gaming on the go, we're going in a different direction. All that stuff was fake and it's a lie because you had the Wii U to deal with. Then you put this big old slogan, it's sales, marketing, commercial failure, why the Wii U failed. You created this problem all along, and you tried to avoid it. But now this problem has came back to haunt you. So you're going at the Dolphin Emulator creators when you were responsible for this because you had work to do on the virtual console. Nintendo Corporation is responsible for the Dolphin Emulation problem. And the Nintendo Switch is not better than the Wii U. The Wii U is still current and is still present in 2023, 2024, 2025, 2026, 2027, 2028, 2029, 2030, and beyond. Okay? The Wii U style of gameplay in video games right now and going forward, it is still current. Anyway, leave this video for y'all to enjoy. Nice talking to you people again. Chris, still Star Wars and Star Trek thing. Bored, Dark Side.